welcome to the Rival Fantasy Show. I am Neil. This is Brian. What's up, Brian?
What's up, Neil? Good to be back, man. We are back
Man,
in the saddle.
listen, this is always exciting. It's always exciting to go live. It's always exciting to talk with the community, directly to the community, and interact with them and stuff. And today we have a special announcement.
Do. We
Some people
do.
may have already seen it. If you're up on Rival, like in the app all the time, you're in the Rival Fantasy app all the time, or you're on the website, you probably already seen that we released best ball for MLB season long, which until the season kicks off, we'll have daily and weekly at that point, and NBA best ball for daily and weekly.
Yeah, man. It's a good day to be playing on Rival Fantasy. It's me. If anyone knows me, it's I'm a baseball guy first, so MLB best ball is my first love, and very excited to get into some drafts with the people and take everybody's money. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. So
Absolutely. And of course, we will do some. We're gonna do some live drafts, right? We're gonna do a baseball live draft. We'll do a basketball two-man draft, me and you, and then we'll try to drop one in the chat, maybe if there's enough people who want to play that are
yeah, man.
actually active live here. Depends on just the interaction we're getting, of course, whether it's worth doing that or not. But we'll definitely get as much interaction as we can doing it that way. Otherwise, we'll just do them ourselves, of course. Let's start with one ourselves though.
Yeah,
Let me go ahead and bring it up on the screen first so everyone
let's
can
do it.
see what we're talking about. Let's give everybody a quick rundown for those. Actually, I'll go full screen for a second.
Full screen, baby.
All right, so full screen. This is the lobby. When you go on Best Ball up here, you got season long Best Ball challenges, fantasy bingo. You click on Best Ball, it brings up the lobby here. Let me bring us up in the front. Okay, let me do this. Yeah, let's go this way. All right,
Nice.
so this brings up the lobby. These are all of the challenge. I mean, all of the best ball games. What you have, whether it's daily, which is that first row where it says like the day Wednesday, February 14th, the week, which is obviously weekly, and then full season. Full season, very self-explanatory.
Yep.
You can hit view all if you're looking for more or higher, higher end best ball matches with all different ones, whether it's daily, weekly, or season long. They're all available to you. And then, of course, you can also see the amount of teams that are playing in them. So like 8 out of 10, 4 out of 6. The full season goes up to 12. The weekly, there's some here that 3 out of 4 going right now, 1 out of 6. These go up to what 6 also, right? Or is it 8? No, 6.
Just
Yeah,
6. Yeah,
just
just 6
6.
for now.
And then we have the daily, which some are filling up right now, and these will go up to 4 for now.
Yep.
Again, these could change depending on how much you guys are using it, how much you guys are filling them up, how quickly you're filling them up. What we see best. We'll adjust these as needed. And of course, once you click into them, you can see the prizes, the entry fee, all the details, the rules, the matchups, the games that are actually being played in this. So you kind of do your research if you want to do that. What positions you're going to need, and then of course you can jump out to the the scoring details, which there's a whole nother FAQ page for that once you click on that. That's pretty much the rundown. If you want to go directly, once we have NFL, it'll be here, MLB, NBA. You also have active, so these are leagues that you're actively in. So you can kind of see how your teams are doing, the scoring, that kind of stuff, and then the history, which are teams that are completed. Look at your boy won.
Yeah, he did.
Your boy beat Justin.
Oof.
So I'm already out here, playing these best ball leagues. I'm gonna take advantage of it. So, all right, let's do this. Let's
do it,
go.
man.
Me and you. You want to do what, man? Are you in any right now that I could join, or you're not in one yet?
I'm not in it.
Okay.
Let me just make one.
All
Because the
right.
beautiful thing that we also have is if you got two people like us, then you want to just make your own private version of these leagues, you can do that and copy and paste the link wherever you need to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop it in Slack with between Neil and myself.
While
And
he's doing that, what he's referring to is if when you click on any of these, there's a join the league, which is obviously you're joining this one where there's one person already in. So you join this one, it's going. The draft is going.
yep,
Or you hit create private league, which you would then create and join. You'll get a link at the end of it, and you could just paste that anywhere. You can send it, on social messages, text messages, emails, whatever you want to do. Or in this case, we'll also drop them in the chat from time to time when we got the chat's popping and people want to play. We'll drop it in the chat. You guys can join from there. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So you're gonna send it to me, you said?
Yep. It's in our chat right now.
All right, let me go ahead and join it.
And this is going to be fun for everybody watching. I don't know. I know basketball probably the least of our big three sports. So we're going to see how I fare
Perfect.
against Neil, who is very much a bigger basketball fan than.
We're just having fun. I'll go easy on you, man. I'll go easy on you.
Thanks, man.
Actually, what I'll do is, since I opened up a second screen, I'll share that screen for everyone so they can see it that way. It opened up a second one on me. All right. So this is what you'll see when you do it. You'll get, the join league option. You hit join league. Now the draft room will open up in 4 minutes. Well, it's open. You can open it, but the actual draft itself will start in 4 minutes.
Yep.
So I'll leave that up while we're waiting for that, though. Again, Best Ball is live right now on Rival Fantasy. You go to rivalfantasy.com, or you can just download the Rival Fantasy Sports app, and you can play right on there. You could do it from your phone. You could do it from desktop, whatever you prefer. I've actually done it where I've had my app open in the draft and the desktop open in the draft.
Oh yeah.
You could do both at the same exact time. There's no once one's open, the other has to close type of situation. Yeah. It's nothing like that. So you have all that kind of flexibility when actually drafting. And then, of course, if you have your notifications turned on, you'll get the alerts as your picks are coming up, so you won't miss any of your picks. Is there anything I'm missing here, Brian, while we wait for that to...
No, man. I just a little thing about the weekly option. We look at that as like the spiritual successor to league, like traditional fantasy leagues where you have weekly lineup locks, right? So it kind of bridges that gap, so you don't have to worry about, hey, I forgot to pick somebody up on Sunday or whatever for your NBA lineups. We kind of bridge that gap so that way you can draft multiple teams for the same week. So you get to play matchups a little bit more, guys who have more games than the others. So something for everybody there. If you want a little bit longer term commitment for the weekly, but daily is of course, the quick hits. I'll be playing probably every day, multiple times a day once baseball rolls around. A lot easier for pitching matchups and things like that. So very excited for the daily versus weekly stuff. It'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, when it comes to like for me, okay, I'm not as big of a baseball guy as you. So the season long commitment is a lot, right? Like when you're doing a fantasy season long league, you're like, man, this is a lot of work. For me, when I see best ball though, it's much more easy for me to commit to it. Even the season long version of it, right? I'm not even talking about the daily and weekly, which that's no brainer, but even the season long, I'm just drafting it and then I just forget about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's a good, idea to mention too. Like for those who aren't familiar with best ball, because some people just don't play it or never seen it before, it is basically you draft a team and then you do no management whatsoever. So whether it's season long, whether it's weekly, whether it's daily, you just draft a team and then you don't ever adjust anything. Your highest scoring players will automatically be put into your, starting lineup, if you will. And so whoever scores the most points wins.
Yep.
So that's what it is. It's very easy to play. It's a lot of fun. And it's available now on Rival Fantasy, man.
Yeah, and like you said, Neil, it's with baseball. I know there's a lot of folks who love drafting, love doing a lot of the research and stuff, but by the time June rolls around, it's tough to be making those waiver wire moves every day. And we also shrunk the league sizes on purpose, so you don't have to necessarily worry about, oh, I have to think about all these prospects or guys who are going to like come up later in the season. Like that's what daily and weekly is going to be for with best ball, because the league sizes are a little bit smaller. Your team is going to be a little more stacked than you might be accustomed to in like a 15 team roto situation. So it kind of mitigates the risk of injuries. If you go heavy on pitching, you kind of are able to get to protect yourself from any guys who may pop their elbows, or guys who have ACL tears, or any Raul Acuñas who like mess up their shoulder, Tatises who mess themselves up on a diving play, right? So we built it so that way you don't have to necessarily worry about those things, and injuries don't impact you hopefully as much in your best ball aspirations.
Right. Same thing with basketball. Basketball's, it might not be as much management, I don't know, in compared to baseball, but you're still, depending on the league setup, you're still managing it every day or just for a week in advance or whatever, and you got to adjust, players get hurt. So it's the same.
And not to mention like time management, right? Like you don't know. There are sometimes these guys are going to sit and you don't know. And, we hopefully you don't have to worry about that now with these drafts.
So. All right. Our draft has started. Let's hit the horn. I am on the clock, so you guys see how it's going here. 30 something seconds. We didn't mess with any of the settings or anything. I don't know.
No, no. 45 seconds is gonna be your default
Yeah.
setting for the clock.
So I'll go ahead and make my first pick. It's
No
Nikola
wonder.
Jokic.
Okay.
Let's go.
So see, now I'm gonna play a little bit of ADP game here.
That's fine. I'll probably do the same thing.
I'm gonna take Luca first because he's Luca, but then Mr. Sabonis, who I think last night he has the league lead in triple doubles. I'm gonna go get my big man right now and just get some DeMontis action.
Not mad at that. All right. All right. Let's see. And just again, reminder for anyone watching, this is a daily, so this is just for today.
Just for tonight.
So
Yep.
you'll see someone like Embiid here. He's out though. So like, if you're thinking like, oh, why are you guys not going to draft him? Like, he's not playing today, so there's no use in drafting him.
Yeah. Well, he's on the shelf for a while too, but because of ADP, he's going to keep showing up. So just be mindful of that.
Yeah. So I'll go with Tatum.
Okay.
And I'm also going to go with, okay. Now, and here's another thing is you can draft, I believe, positions that you don't need. So, like, if you draft 3 point guards, you'll actually have 3 point guards and not be able to use the guy. So you want to make sure you're filling in your lineup here as well.
Yeah.
It's
a little bit different than what we're used to on some other platforms with daily. We are doing full blown super flex. There is a little more strategy involved here. So,
right. And while Brian's drafting here, I'll also show that you can also have these player cards. So if you're curious how a player has been doing, latest news, game log, there's his fantasy points. You can see, how the player's been playing recently. Of course, his team that he's on, just the history overall of the player. So all that kind of stuff is here. So if you're not too sure about something, you can always come here and kind of refer to it to see what's going on.
Yep. And so since you got him up, I'm going to take KD, and then I got that back to back. So I think I'm going to go down just a touch. I'm gonna stack him with Devin Booker. We'll go a full Phoenix stack there.
I'm not mad at it. You can also go here if you want to see like who the team your guy's playing. So like Steph is playing the Clippers today. When you open these cards up, it'll just be, just again, it's a little extra information for you. LeBron's playing the Jazz, but undisclosed injury. So there's lots of information here for you to pull from.
Yeah.
When you're playing. I don't think my Magic are playing today. Are they? Oh, they are playing today. So I'm definitely gonna have to grab one of those guys.
Go get some Paolo action.
Yeah. What do I need? I do need a power forward, and then I'll probably end up doing that. I'll take Paolo first, just because I'm.
Say you're running it down to the wire, my man.
Yeah, I'm running out of time here. And then I need a shooting guard, a guard, a forward, and utility still. All right. So if I need utility, I guess I could technically get Steph still.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Or do I want to go LeBron?
And he'll fit into your guard spot too.
Yeah.
So
I'll go Steph for now. So he's a guard.
Yeah. So I'm gonna come down. So I need a forward, a guard, a small forward, and then a utility. So
yeah, you can see the other person's team as well if you hit
so you can
the tab over here.
Cycle through. So I think I'm probably gonna go get Donovan Mitchell for my shooting guard or for my third guard spot, and then small forward. LeBron is out; he's the best available, right? But I kind of like DeMar DeRozan tonight. He's healthy again, so we're gonna go with some DeMar action and see what happens.
Not mad at that. All right, I'm back on the clock. I need a guard, a forward, and I still got a utility spot. I was looking at the guards. I'm still kind of. I got Trey. Do I want to stack him with DeJounte Murray, or do I want to stack Jason Tatum with Jaylen Brown potentially? Some different options here. Or I can just go with like a James Harden or something. He's playing the who's he playing today? Yeah, the Warriors today. I think I'm actually gonna stack. I think I might stack and go with Murray, man. He's been doing
a little stack attack in Atlanta.
I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know. Actually, let me see one really quick. I'm running out of time here, right? Let me just go.
Get 3, 2. Oh. No, you got auto drafted.
I got auto drafted.
Oh man.
It is.
Well, see, that's the beauty, right, guys? Hey, if your opponent's getting auto drafted, a guy's out, like you can kind of play that ADP game with our setup, right? So there's a little bit of strategy involved in it too.
Yeah. And this is why it's important to queue some players up, man.
Yep.
I'm a little distracted because we're live.
Yeah, we're live. We're having fun. I mean, hey, and also like we said, like basketball is probably our third sport when it comes to fantasy, right? Or at
It
least
is.
for me, it is. So, all right. So I need a forward and a utility. So I'm going to take Pascal right here, and then I think I'm going to come down a little bit. So utility, I can pick anybody for my last pick. So I think, do we want Anthony Davis? Do we want two big men on the roster? Do we go a little more small ball action? Because I've got, 3 guards right now and 3 forwards, obviously. So kind of pick your poison. But I think I'm going to go with a little bit of Wemby and see what happens.
All right. There we have it. I will probably lose because of the damn auto pick that I
Hate to see it,
I
man.
was
Hey,
victim to the auto pick.
but that's the beauty of it. It's a
Yes,
2-player draft, so we can pop right back in.
it
And
is.
just for the record, right, this took, maybe 5 minutes, and that's with us talking.
Yeah,
So imagine how quickly you can, these drafts, these 2-person, 4-person drafts, they can be done in under 10 minutes
yeah,
if everybody's active. So,
yeah.
lots of opportunity to get a lot of drafts in a short
Absolutely.
amount of time.
And then once you're done, you just say go to league, and then you'll see your team, of course. And again, there's no management, so you're not going to get to manage anything. This is your team. You'll see your, if you want to, see the totals and stuff, you'll see the points here, and of course stand-ins. You'll see just who won or who lost because it's just a 2-man, best ball team. And so once you're done there, man, you just go back, and again, you got your, my other, leagues that I'm in here still active. Then I can just go back to the lobby and start doing this again. And as
Exactly.
we see, I mean, these things are filling up. Again, some of we keep them small for a reason, right? So that they're quick, they're easy to fill. You're not sitting around here waiting for people to, fill your leagues. If I wanted to right now, there's multiple leagues I could just join right now and immediately start drafting.
So,
So that's where we're at with this. Now, do you want to do a weekly NBA or do you want to do full season baseball?
yeah, I want to see who's in the chat that's ready to get in on one of these full season
Yeah.
MLBs. Let's see if we can.
Are you in this one right here? You said with the 4 and
the
6?
4. Yep, I'm in the 4 out of
Okay.
6, and I'm also in the waiting on the 10 team too. So
Okay, I'm gonna join this just so I'm in it in case it starts while we're on here. So we have that. You said you're in this one. I'm in this one as well. So we're in both of those. So hopefully one of those push over.
So anyone who's in the chat right now, if anyone is giving us a peep, let us know if you're ready to jump in on some best ball. And we'll put the link in the chat, and we'll get you in this 16 full season MLB draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let us know. We can just drop it in the chat, and then first person who grabs it obviously will be able to join it. Unless we do, 4-team, 16 me and you plus 4 others, however it goes. But I'm trying to see here. Man, I kind of want redemption on my NBA one there.
I mean, hey man, I'm definitely down. If you want to do another one, and
Let's do another one really quick.
Yep, create a private.
Oh yeah, private. I'll drop it to you. Create and join league, so everyone can see how this is done on this side of it because Brian did it last time. You want me to drop the link or just I'll drop the link. It's easier probably.
Yeah.
Or I could just share.
Yeah, share it. Show the people how easy it is to share it too.
So you can share it this way as well. You could just find the user and share it to them here as well. So just whichever way. Again, if they're a friend on the app for you, you can send it directly to them. If they're not a friend, you can just drop them the link how you would anywhere else.
And there we go. Now we're in.
The sidebar also got remodeled over here for us.
Yeah, big updates today. Big updates to the app and the website.
I love this interface over here, man. I love how it looks. Everything's just right here in your face. The wallet, if you want to refer a friend, which you can refer a friend, by the way.
Highly recommend. Everyone gets $25 for every friend you refer. It's a nice little bonus that you get there. So 25 rival bucks or however we want to call them.
And then you got the blog here, the podcast. If you guys need any support, you can obviously go right there. And then, of course, all the little social channels are down here. So this is a really useful, spot as well.
Yep.
I also like how it shows up here how much you have in play, how many leagues. Kind of keeps track of that for you, so you know exactly what you're getting into, what you've been doing. Let me see here. Okay, so I got 2 of these, 3 of these.
And also, when you get invited to a best ball draft like I just did, it will show up in your notifications tray as well under that little bell. So it'll show up. You see too that's our live stream, but you'll have one of those up there as well when you are invited by somebody who's your friend on
Yeah.
Rival. So
And if you're wondering, like, hey, where do I go find it now? Like, you created it, where do I go find it again? Just go to your active, go to whatever sport it is that you just created it for, and it's there. So again, this is us right here. It
exactly.
starts in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So you'll be able to just find it very easily. Again, what I love about the interface the most is like how clean, quick, simple. There's not no, tricks or this or how do I find that. Like everything is, right in your face. There's no,
Yeah.
no confusion at all. And again, I mean, man, listen, if you want to get crazy, $100 entry fees. This looks so tempting, my man.
I mean, it's a juicy little prize pool, and I know plenty of people with those MLB full season best balls that are ready to put down some real cheddar.
Yeah, I
So
definitely need to do at least one, man. At least one.
yeah, we
Again, because
gotta.
I'm not a huge baseball guy, but I want to get in it, and
You
I
want to get
want to get in.
some skin in the game, man.
Yeah.
It's especially you're a Mets fan, so you gotta have something to look forward to.
What if I just draft all Mets? What's my chances?
What's the Mets' chances of winning the World Series? I mean, they're probably as good as that.
No hate on my Mets, man.
No, man, I love the Mets. I think I hope that they have a better season this year. I hope that Cohen with his smaller moves,
Yeah,
there's a little more hope for the Mets this year.
yeah, it was an interesting, switch of from one season to the next, like how they did for agency. Like the season before, just throwing hundreds of millions everywhere. This season's like, where are the bargains at? Where are the bargains?
Yeah,
Like,
it's been very much like Moneyball for them this year, and they tried to spend a lot, they failed, and now it's been a weird, free agency for MLB in general. I mean, it took Jorge Soler until yesterday to get signed, right?
Yeah.
Like, that guy, how many home runs did he hit last year? The man is an absolute menace at the plate. So, it's just been strange. The Ohtani and the Soto deals, like those were outliers. And so I think we're just in for a weird season. Until MLB figures out how to make the winter meetings more of a thing, figures out how to make, a little more hype around their off season before spring training. I think we're looking at stuff like this for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
all right, let's see. Our draft is about to start, I believe. Bring it up again.
Hey, I'm still not seeing it. I know people are watching. I see you guys in there.
I see you.
I know you guys are ready to play some best ball. I know you're ready to play some MLB. Get in here.
Silent watchers, man.
Silent watchers.
They're just.
I know you guys want in, but
quiet.
All right, draft starts in 4 seconds. All right, Neil. So don't draft Embiid.
I will not draft Embiid. I will not do it. I might. Do I want to start off the same way I started off last time? I think I will. I can't give you Jokic.
Can't give me Jokic. Okay. So I'll get to mix it up then. I'll take Tatum, and then I can't give you Luka though, so I'll take Luka too. We'll take Tatum and Luka today.
Too funny. All right. Do not let myself get auto picked with somebody I don't want. I'm gonna kind of start the same way I started last time, probably.
Go Trey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you're at the top of these dailies, right? Like you saddle the studs. You know who's good. You know who you want, and I think once you get into the back half of these like really tiny drafts, that's when you kind of start. You can start taking dart throws, or you just play the matchups too, right? So so I mean, I'm gonna come down here. I'll take Steph. So I got 2 point guards again, and then I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the same big man. Yeah, I'm gonna take Sabonis one more time because he's just crushing everybody out on the court.
Okay, so now I took Siakam. I'm gonna go Ventura for my. That's good. Yeah, let's just take him now. Forget it. All right.
Oh, just going heavy forwards this time. Just big men. All right. All right.
Now I need 2 guards and a forward.
So I need a shooting guard, power forward, and a utility. So I think, I took Booker, I took Mitchell last time. So I think maybe I'll probably still take one of those. I think I'll take Donovan Mitchell, and then I'm going to hold off on guards this time around. I'll probably go fill out my forward spots now. So I think I'll take Michael Bridges this time. I think he got left on the board last time for us. So Show him some love.
Okay, so Mikal Bridges. All right, so you got Donovan Mitchell, Mikal Bridges. All right, I'm gonna go. I still need my guard, so I'm gonna go Booker, and
Got
then
him.
I have another guard spot and I have a forward spot. Do I want Murray or Rosen? I don't know if you're gonna try to snatch either one of them. I don't want to go to Fox. He could actually fit my guard spot too. Let's go Fox.
Damn, that was the one guy I had in my queue, dude. You're killing me. All right, so I need a power forward and a utility player. So it's interesting when you get to certain spots in the draft, right? Like power forwards and certain other, it depends on the day, but
Right.
some positions get a little leaner than others. So this is
Absolutely.
where you have to start getting a little more creative. Um, so I took Wemby last time. I think I'll try to mix it up. I'm just going to go down the board just for sake of going down the board. So I'm going to go with Evan Mobley and hope he plays tonight. And then for my utility spot, I think I'm probably going to go big man. So I'm going to go Vucevic for the Bulls.
Nice.
Go two big men on the team.
As a Magic fan, I'm a big Vooch fan, man.
Yeah, man. He's a stud. He's a stud. Just too bad he plays for the Bulls right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's had the greatest luck. Magic first, then the Bulls. It hasn't played out really well for him.
Yeah. It's not his fault that the teams are violently mismanaged, but
my last pick is a forward. This is my spot. I'm actually going to get to draft my own forward because last time I got auto drafted.
Brandon Ingram.
Go with Brandon Ingram.
Very nice, dude. I like to see this. This feels a little more even.
Yeah.
I think we're feeling good on that. Yeah. So now you're projected to beat me this time around.
Am I?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not by much. This one's going to be tighter. Definitely. Watch you still beat me on that last one, though, even with your Embiid auto pick. Like,
you never know, man.
Things happen, dude.
That's the beauty of this. You never freaking know.
Never know.
You never know. I'm also going to tweet that we're live on my account here really quick. 1 second.
Yeah. Tell your friends, people, get in on these best balls. Let's do this thing. If you ain't drafting best ball in Rebel Fantasy, what are you doing? I mean, what are you doing at, for me, 10:30 in the morning? I know I'm doing best ball drafts. Like, if you're working right now, you're in the wrong. I'm sorry.
That's the thing.
It's just
a lot of people are probably working, and those even watching might be working, and so they can't get into.
Well, that's why you have two screens. You put the little player for YouTube down in the corner. Pull up your best ball draft on your hidden screen so that way nobody can see it. Hide it from the rest of the office.
Listen, I can't blame them if they don't want to go against me head to head here. And best ball.
I know people are nervous, man. We make people sweat.
I understand the apprehension. And then also just of course, like while we have people here, we also of course still have challenges.
Yes, we do.
So if you're interested,
NBA live right now.
Once MLB starts, there'll be MLB challenges as well. This will also be getting an overhaul eventually at some point. So we'll have updates
coming soon,
as well, which we're very excited about. But this is one of my favorite games as well. And obviously you see this is how it works head to head. If you're not familiar with it, just straight up fantasy points. Pick the guy you like, put the money on him, or you can just skip through and find challenges you like. Which, it's one thing like when NFL season's happening. The NBA stuff, everything's kind of slow. But now that NFL is gone, the NBA stuff is picking up here. So there's more challenges here, which I like, where people are already, filling up sides here. But also you can always create social challenges, which is my favorite way to go.
Don't sleep on social challenges, people.
Yeah. Don't sleep on it. It gets slept on sometimes. People forget that it's here, I think. But, I have debates all the time with people, and I argue sports with people all the time. And this is where I go to resolve it. I jump in here, I pick the side that I want, give my friend, my coworker, whoever it is, the other side, and then we go at it. So that's available. And then, of course, Fantasy Bingo is here as well. I just won on the 8th. I'm a baller.
Oh, man. Look at you, dude. You got 4 in a corner and 5 in a row.
I do this, man.
Very nice.
That's what I do. Man.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to brag. I won in January, so.
Well, I did too, sir.
Yeah, you did. Like I said, it's tough. Basketball is tough for me. Like, it's hard to know all the rotations. Like, that's why I like baseball, right? And football, the starters, who's playing the majority of the game. You're not usually drafting middle relievers, right? Like, who's starting the game, who's closing the game, unless it's the Rays. In which case you never know who's going to be pitching. But So basketball, it's got that added little that added dimension to it that you have to think
Yeah.
about with all of our games.
When I went on bingo, I just play this.
Another one.
Another one. I'm used to it.
I mean, your humility is what really sets you apart, Neil. That's why we love you, man. That's why we keep you around.
Oh man.
But for that humility.
That's what I'm good for, man. That's what I'm good for.
I'm waiting on these people to come play MLB full season with us. I don't know. Maybe the people aren't ready, or I don't know if they've done their research. They're behind the times.
That could be it as well. The research thing could be it.
Gotta get in on this, folks.
Yeah.
Gotta start paying attention. Yesterday,
like just think, we just rolled it out today, or kind of yesterday.
No, it's
but if you're someone who like again, you're like I don't really play best ball or play baseball, and then you see all of a sudden, wait, Rob offers best ball for baseball. Now you go, I'm interested, but I gotta do some research. I can't just jump right in. You know what I mean? So this, I understand that people have a little cold feet. They're a little afraid to jump in right away.
But again, right? We got most of the free agents are signed now. We know generally who the top 50 at each position are going to be. Well, I guess you really only need top 50 for pitching. You know who the top 10 to 25 are for the position players. So, it's get in there and play with the ADP, right? Because I think ADP for us is a little bit different than other places you might play. So it helps to kind of get in there and figure out like where those guys are sitting.
Right.
Exploit it too. Because I will tell you right now, anytime that I see a certain outfielder for a West Coast team not in the top two, and I am outside the top two, he is getting drafted every time. And you guys can fill in the gaps, figure out who that is. I think you probably know if you pay attention to baseball. But, things like that you got to look at and, jump around and understand the nuance of it too.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you too. Like, I mean, if no one joins here with us, we'll wrap up soon. But
yeah,
I wanted to ask you when it comes to these drafts, especially the season-long one, because again, daily it's one thing when those are there. It's kind of the research isn't as in depth. It isn't as hard because it's just it's just for that day. So it's a little more simpler. But when you look at season-long baseball, and people are gonna look at this, they're gonna say, I need let me pull it up on the screen here. They're gonna see, okay, I need 3 infielders, I need 3 outfielders, I need 1 utility, 3 pitchers, and then bench 10, right?
Yep.
I'm curious, when you approach this, when you're filling out the bench, how do you approach it personally? Do you go, I need more pitchers and fielder? I mean, than players on the field. I need more fielders and pitchers. Like, how are you personally approaching it?
Yeah. So the answer for me is it depends on how your first 3 rounds really go, right? Mm-hmm. So what you're probably going to notice is there's a lot of outfielders that go in the first 2 to 3 rounds. Outfield has been at a premium for the last few years, and it's not going to stop, mainly because you get a lot of base stealers who are also center fielders, left fielders, right? So I think it depends. If you kind of decide to punt outfield until later on, I'm probably going to take some of those sleeper outfielders later in the draft and kind of build the back of my bench with outfield. Now, if I get an anchor, if I'm able to get a Julio Rodriguez, a Corbin Carroll, Kyle Tucker at the start of my draft, I feel better about my outfield at that point. So then I'm probably going to build my bench with more pitching and some kind of take a flyer, right? So there are plenty of infielders who may not be starters off the rip, who will get more playing time as the year goes on. Jackson Holiday, great example, right? Like he might break camp for the Orioles, or he might, be like an April call up to then be their starting shortstop. So, you just kind of think about your dart throws. It depends on what build you're going for.
Gotcha. So to you, it's very build specific. It's not like, I have to come out with this much of this much of this much. It's more like.
But if you think about it in terms of like NFL best ball, right? Like a lot of times you tend to see people go very wide receiver heavy, and that's just because of the volatility at the position. So I think, I tend to go pitcher and outfield heavy for MLB best ball, and that's because pitchers get banged up and they're out for longer periods of time when they're injured. Unless, something really catastrophic happens to an outfielder. But you also see a little more turnover at the outfield position. That's where a lot of these young guys start to come up. You see a lot of these veterans who are like playing right field that, may not be playing every day now. Michael Brantley, the last 2 years, was a great example of that, right? Like he was an older dude. He was DHing sometimes. He was losing some playing time to Yoran Alvarez. Like, there's nuance to your outfield. So it depends on if
Right.
you get one of these young studs and you're able to kind of saddle your team on them, or you have a little more volatility and you're kind of cherry picking and throwing some darts on outfield.
And then another question I have for you when it comes to like pitchers, certain ones, right? Like the Justin Verlanders, the DeGroms, the guys who get injured.
Yep.
It feels like kind of often, but they're elite when they're healthy. Where do you feel comfortable with those kind of guys? Like, do you go, if I take one of those guys, I'm going to draft an extra pitcher for the bench, or do you go, I'm going to ignore it, I'm taking the chance, I'm rolling the dice, and I'm not even going to think about it?
Yeah, I'll probably with those guys, I would likely end up taking another pitcher just in case. And if it's me, I'm probably avoiding them altogether. It's
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that Jacob deGrom is injury prone, but
Mhm.
because injury prone is not real, to a point,
Right.
right? Like you can't say somebody is more likely to get an injury than another person. But to me, I'm probably going to avoid those guys, especially like deGrom's not going to pitch until July at the earliest, probably, if I was guessing.
Mhm.
Well, actually, that's not true. He got hurt early in the season, so I mean, maybe he pitches by May, but it's going to take him a long time to build back. His pitch counts are going to be pretty limited, probably until July, August, right? So if the Rangers are in the hunt, cool, then he's a good pick. But you're playing with a lot of volatility. Same with Verlander, right? Like he has a shoulder impingement, it sounds like. So his spring training schedule has already been set back. Pitchers and catchers haven't even reported. So with those guys who are coming off injuries, especially pitchers, if they are less than a year removed or less than a season removed from their major injury,
Mhm.
I'm probably going to avoid them in best ball.
Gotcha.
Because you don't know when they're going to start pitching, right? And I'm
Yeah.
trying to maximize the amount of innings that I get from my starting pitchers.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to. Me and you, we were in a best ball full season draft the other day. I was like trying to watch what you were doing. I'm like, let me see what Brian is cooking up here, trying to make sense of what you're targeting exactly. I'm not saying I was copying your flow there, but
No, hey man, but again, like I like the figuring out like the whole pitching aspect, right? Because there's so many little things that happen in baseball that you don't get in football, right? Like
absolutely,
you have guys who need to get stretched out, who are younger, who are older, who's getting called up, how early are they probably getting called up? You have guys who, Kyle Bradish is somebody I'm targeting in pretty much every draft because he's now kind of the forgotten guy on the Orioles staff, even because they just traded for Corbin Burns. But I think Kyle Bradish is like one of the best pitchers you can get in best ball, and he's like you can get him in like the 7th round. Like, and for me, if he's my third pitcher, my second or my third pitcher in the 7th round, I am elated by that. So I'm always looking for value at pitching more than I am at least in the early rounds. Like in the first half of the draft, I'm more likely to load up on infield and outfield. Maybe take one stud pitcher if they're available. But I mean, you can get guys like Pablo Lopez in the 4th round. You can get guys like Bradish in the 7th. I mean, you're getting these guys who are anchors for their pitching staffs, who are probably, if they're not opening day guys, they're like the first series of the season pitchers. Right. And that's who you want because you want as many innings pitched as possible for these for your pitchers in season long. So
makes sense.
That's a long-winded version of what my strategy is, initially right now.
Yeah. Also on this weekly one, this B isn't you, is it?
I don't think so, man. I think that's somebody
You're
else.
Not in that one.
So,
okay, I just wanted to make sure. I was gonna say I'm not in that one. I could join it right
but
now.
Dude, join it. Let's do this together. We're gonna do just like
Let's do it together. This will be the last one we do.
Last draft today, and then we expect everybody back. Be playing some MLB and some NBA best ball as the next few weeks go on.
Let's do some prep work here. That's why I don't get caught off guard this time.
And see now your strategy changes, right? Because now you're in the 3rd slot, and so we're probably gonna get some auto drafts too, which happens. But
well, I don't mind that. That's better for me, I think.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you got to be ready for it. That's why we give the 5-minute warning to hopefully let people know, hey, like You have a few minutes to get ready. It's not 30 seconds. You're not scrambling. Hopefully, you're not driving when you get the notification that the draft is starting.
Yeah.
So
You know, it would be kind of cool. I don't think it's on any platform. It's something maybe that we could think about. But there's no there would be I would almost like a list where I take players off.
yeah, like hide players
Yeah.
from that
Yeah.
would be
Instead of a queue, like just gonna start knocking players off here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like players that I don't like, players that, there's just guys I have bias against that I don't even want to see their face.
Are you a Giannis hater?
No,
Right.
not a Giannis hater, but there's just certain players I'm like, I don't really care for this guy. Like, get him off my screen. Like, I'm not a big on a Randall. Like, hurt or not hurt, I'm just not big on him, man.
Yeah, I always thought Julius Randle was a smidge overrated, but I'm not gonna. I didn't say that out loud.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't hear that from me.
So
But-
I do have to think here too, because if these players don't come in and it does auto pick, they're gonna kind of just go right off the tops. So I can kind of someone's showing up here. This is why we have 5 minutes. This is why we have
See,
5 minutes.
this is why you got 5 minutes. This is exactly it.
So people can
If
join.
you got a 30-second timer, this would already be way out of hand.
Yes. I'm gonna put Shea on my side here. Let's see.
I feel like Shea and Jason Tatum, like at the 3, make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
But
And again, no bench, so you gotta
no bench.
be mindful of that.
So you got to call your shots. You got to pick them early.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some guys over on the side here. Again, I know they're all not gonna be available to me when my turn comes, but I'm just gonna throw some names over who I don't want to miss them if they're there. So I'm just gonna throw some names over just in case. I always like my boy Banchero. Listen, the Magic finally have a stud, so I
they do.
I have to appreciate it. You know what I mean?
I wish they would let Anthony Black get a little more run too.
Yes.
I think for dynasty players, if you guys are playing dynasty basketball and you're gluttons for punishment, like I am, he's one of those guys. I'm like, why is it not happening yet? Like,
yeah,
is it just because they're surprisingly better than people thought they were going to be and ready to let him run the offense? Like, I don't know what the deal is with.
Yeah, it's mostly just there's like a lot of guards on the team. And so, Markelle Fultz, when he was out with injury, Black was starting a lot of the games, but now that he's back, it's kind of slowed him down.
I forgot Markelle Fultz was still in the league, man.
Yeah. It sucks though, because like Magic fans really like Markelle Fultz, and he really did kind of revive his career with the Magic. He played really well, but he's hurt a lot. And then since he's come back, he hasn't necessarily been like crushing it in any kind of way. He's been like just decent, helping carry the
more of a
team
game
forward.
manager than he is the stud he was always meant to be.
Yeah, so then you kind of like, man, I kind of want to see Anthony Black.
Back
like
give him some run. Like let's see what he can do with. Maybe after All-Star break it'll change, right? Like maybe these young guys will start getting a chance to run the teams, which we can hope.
Yeah. When it comes to that like veteran who's just like he's pretty good, he's okay, but then you got like this young guy, you're like, I kind of want to see the young guy if the vet's not gonna be crushing it, like give me the young guy kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Let's get a spark plug in there. Let's see what we can do for that offense. So
and also with weekly here though, like you got to consider the matchups,
you got to consider how many games they have.
Yeah. So that's also something to consider when you're looking at this kind of stuff is how many games they're gonna have, what's going on, who they're playing. There's a lot to consider for me, more than just in daily, where I feel like I can kind of, I don't want to say wing it, but again.
And you see there, right? Like that was a perfect example. Trae Young, he's got 2 games this week for the rest of the week versus like, I think like Damian's got 2. I think Tatum has 3 left this week. So
it was Tatum.
I think, yeah right.
Today.
So that helps you kind of decide, like, are you going for volume or are you going for somebody who might be empirically a better player, but has less opportunity to score points for you?
Right. It's definitely something that you have to consider. Trying to look around some of these matchups.
And those revised, our new player cards, guys, they're looking good. I'm telling you.
They are.
These NBA player cards are looking real nice.
Yeah, especially if you're a longtime rival user, Rival Fantasy user.
You knew what V1 looked like.
Yeah, if you were with Rival Fantasy since the jump, if you're one of us, one of our diehards, then you know what it's come from.
Yeah. So things have changed. All right, draft has started. Oh wow, we're surprised.
What a surprise! Jokic first pick.
Jokic is first.
That's auto pick, so this one might be auto too.
And then but We got two live, so
If these guys,
that's
jump
good. But
in.
that way, now everybody could kind of see what it looks like when, hey, you got the 5 minutes. Then here's what it looks like on auto pick, and then auto pick is turned on after your first missed pick, so
Right.
it'll go pretty quick after that.
This is true. So this will likely be Giannis.
Yeah,
It's gonna be me. I'm gonna take Shea. I think. Oh, I don't want Tatum.
Shea over Luca, Shea over Tatum.
there's Luka
I like
too.
it.
Damn.
All right.
Why'd you throw more names at me?
I mean, no, dude, go with your gut. Go with. I mean, I love Shea. Mix it
Yeah.
up a little bit, right?
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit.
And that's the beauty of it. Like everything at the top is pretty stacked, and you're kind of
Yeah, and then
you're picking from a table of plenty.
Yeah, and then I'd play a few, kind of get some variance.
Yeah.
Of the stuff I do. So we'll see what
Because
happens.
it's similar to full season best ball. If you overinvest in somebody and they don't perform well, then you've kind of shot yourself in the foot. Jahan Dotson, anyone? Hello? My God.
What?
I think he was my highest exposure. Oh,
Excuse me, you took Paulo? What?
Tell me you're stream sniping without telling me you're stream
This is
sniping. Right there,
ridiculous.
man.
This
right
is
there.
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Have some decency, will you? Oh my lord.
Oh no, you got stuck with Shea and Luca, you poor thing.
Oh man, this is terrible. How did this happen to me? All right. I'm gonna go Durant, I think.
And go KD action. So now you
Let's
got
put some guys
two
on the
guards.
side.
2-point guards. So your assists probably look good. You're probably going to get plenty of points from assists and points now.
Centers. I'll put AD over there. I'll put Vooch over there. Like, we know he's sneaky good.
I feel like Bam has been very overlooked
Aiden's
by us today.
Yeah, Aiden's been doing really well too. I thought he wasn't going to play as well because he was playing the the other day, the Timberwolves. They have some pretty damn good bigs, but he still did decent. All right, I'm back up already. Look at the Drew Eubanks pick. Look what is going on here? This guy's playing with me. Took my guy, and now it's just going crazy.
Now we're just picking based on names, man.
All right, I need a guard. I'm gonna go to Anthony Edwards.
AE. Can't believe the Timberwolves are good. Like I never thought I would see the
really
day
good.
when Minnesota would be in the running for like playoff contention.
Yeah, like ridiculously good.
All right, so you got all 3 guard spots. So now you're looking forward centers, maybe a utility.
I'll take Anthony Davis.
AD.
All right, so now I need forwards. Let me get Vooch off here. Don't confuse me.
And did you see that news this morning that the Warriors apparently tried to trade for LeBron at the deadline?
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
I don't know. I wonder what Anthony Davis would have done if they had okayed that.
Yeah, I'd also love to know how the Lakers responded to the request.
They probably just laughed in the in the phone.
Like, oh, really? No.
It's cute. It's cute that you asked. Thanks for coming.
All right. I need a forward.
Forward and utility.
They just took one out of my
EQ.
Someone drafted them, so
go back for your boy Brandon Ingram, KAT, Wemby. I mean, you got some good options there.
I'm gonna go Ingram. And then I have one more pick. Who do I want to go with for my last pick? I don't know. Do I want to go center? No, I have
got AD.
Davis.
I know Porzingis is out tonight because he's always out. Apparently, he plays like a third of the season.
Sucks.
Such a shame, man. Such a shame. He was supposed to be so good.
So Vooch got taken.
Yeah.
This person, I feel like they're watching me.
I think so, man. I think they're stream sniping. I tell you what.
They're still listening to me talk. I might play Kyrie. Let's go.
Ooh, do a little Kyrie, Luca Kyrie stack.
Yeah,
nice, dude.
All right, I feel good. Let's go to the league. I feel good, man.
Now you see no projected just because it's more teams, so that'll populate later. But
this feels like a strong team.
It's a good team. I like that draft a lot. I like that the Luca Kyrie stack was surprising, but I like it. It's not what I thought you were gonna do, but makes sense.
Started with Shea, you know, a little risky.
You got a lot of you got a lot of like points and assists on that squad for sure.
And I didn't think I was going to start with Shea and come back around and still get Luka. So
Yeah.
it was good that I was able to, you know, still get
Nice
both
little
guys.
boost. Nice boost.
So I'll take it. I will take it. All right. I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Until these
man.
leagues fill up, we can't draft on those ones. So
Yeah.
we'll just wait. I don't want to keep doing NBA for people.
Yeah.
We'll get to MLB eventually. What we'll do is me and you will be doing more. So what will happen is now that we have best ball, now that baseball's getting very close,
So close.
NBA is here, we'll start doing more streams. I'm trying to think. Before the live streams we were doing was mostly for football, so it was mostly on Sunday. But we can start doing these. I kind of wonder if Sunday is still a good day, but just doing it at night. Or
yeah, Sundays are good. Might be seeing some like Monday action for the week ahead. You know, like there's a lot of especially as baseball season kicks off, right? Like we got a lot of opportunities to start bringing you guys more content. So let us know what you want to see, right? Like, you know, hit us up on social, hit us up on, you know, in the comments and the chat, and let us know, you know, how you guys are consuming your fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball content, what you guys want to see from us. We have ideas that we want to start playing around with, but
absolutely,
you know, obviously want to know what you guys want to and what makes the most sense to make your experience on Rival Fantasy more enjoyable.
Yeah, voice your opinion. Let us know in the comments or hit us up on social or whatever it is, because we're going to start doing it regardless. But if there's a preferred time or convenient time for people that they prefer, we can definitely do that. Again, you'll see me popping up on here a lot, maybe Brian as well. Yeah. I'll just be doing random mock drafts, random best balls, random challenge days.
That's like, another thing. Great point, Neil. Mock drafts.
If
you guys are, if we're not filling up any, you know, if there's no MLB full season filling up, they're taking a while. Guess what? You can get into the mock draft lobby from Best Ball, and we have mock drafts for all three sports. So if you want to start practicing your baseball stuff there, boom.
Actually, me and you need to do some of these as well. I mean,
dude,
we don't do it right now because we'll plan.
We'll come back. We'll come back.
We'll come back
next. You know, probably next week, and then we're gonna do some mock drafts. We're gonna do some best ball. We're gonna be doing plenty of stuff around MLB and NBA to keep you guys, you know, ready for this season. I'm so hyped for baseball. I cannot wait. So you know, I hope you guys are as excited as we are, and you know, we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we'll still keep the NFL content coming. It'll still be fantasy and stuff like that. But for the most part, obviously,
the draft is like 2 months away. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's right around the corner. There is no off season for football.
Yeah, but people are asking for MLB content, NBA content. We're going to give it to you. Especially again, some of it will be very rival fantasy specific, you know, towards our games and towards our best ball and everything that we have here. And some of it will just be news and banter and all that good stuff. Yeah. When baseball starts, I'm going to argue with Brian a lot and take shots.
There's plenty of stuff to talk about. There's plenty of hot takes that I have about baseball.
What if we had you do a live stream during an Astros game? Would you be like a very emotional person? Would you?
No, I can remove
calm?
It. Yeah, okay. I tend to be a little calm until you get into the playoffs, and then, or you know, if there's a bad managerial decision. But Dusty's gone, so hopefully we don't have to worry about too many of those this year. Love Dusty. He's the man. He's all time, but he made some dumb moves. So imagine
a playoff live stream of you watching the game.
You don't want that. You know what? It's me running around my couch, screaming at my TV. You know why? Hey, why'd you swing at that? And I can tell you guys right now, if anybody is an Astros fan or wants a little tip on their fantasy, don't draft Jeremy Pena if he's going up against any pitcher that has a slider. Jeremy Pena will strike out on a slider down and out 80% of the time. Guarantee it. Book it. Come back to this in 3 months and tell me I'm wrong, because you
emotional damage.
He has hurt me many times. I love Jeremy Pena, but he hurts me every time he swings at a down and out slider.
Classic. So as you guys can see, we're gonna be talking a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming.
We're ready.
So we're excited about it. We were kind of waiting for best ball to drop because we were excited about it, and we were doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make this happen, and so we're excited about it. So again, shout out to everybody working at Rival Fantasy, creating this awesome content.
Love our team.
Devs, everyone's crushing it. We really appreciate you guys. And we appreciate the audience. We appreciate you guys for watching, for playing, for supporting, for doing all that kind of stuff. Of course, again, reach out if you guys have any questions, any feedback, anything at all. Subscribe to the channel, follow on social. And if you are playing Rival Fantasy and you haven't done it yet, please go to the App Store, leave a review, let people know how amazing it is. We appreciate that as well. And I think that's really all we got today, man. We covered a lot going on here with
it's
best ball.
fun.
So.
It's we're just get in there, check out the best ball product, let us know what you guys think, and we'll be in there drafting, obviously. So we'll see you guys in there.
And and if you want to add either one of us to be
please
friends
do.
on Rival Fantasy, please do that. I'm Clock Dodgers on there.
I'm BK Oldham.
BK Oldham. OLDHAM.
Yep, spelled like old ham.
Send us a friend request. We will 100% accept it, and we will 100% challenge you. Basketball, everything. Just
let's play. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Brian. Appreciate you for joining me today, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Go ahead and go. You guys stay great. We are out.